What is going on? Hello, hello, hello. It is Friday, August 21st, 2020, 10 a.m. Bright and, I think it's bright and sunny out today, at least in shiny Webster, Massachusetts, the hub of all that is wonderful. Thank you all for joining us today. Real quick, before we get started, I gotta give a quick shout out to my sponsors. This episode of Let's Talk is powered by Pod Decks. Pod Decks are interview questions and episode starting prompts in the palm of your hand. So whether you're new to podcasting or an existing broadcaster looking to grow your audience and get more engagement, you're going to want to check out poddecks.com. Use code Dana Peloso at checkout for 10% off your first order. This episode is also sponsored by Villa, VYLLA, homeownership made simple. See Realtor Stephanie Harkins, certified realtor in both Connecticut and Massachusetts, for all of your home ownership needs, both selling and buying. You can find her on Facebook at facebook.com/Stephanie Harkins Real Estate. That's Harkins. Stephanie Harkins Real Estate. Also sponsored by Tranquility and Company. Go to www.tranquco.com for quality handmade woodwick candles and more. Tranquility and Company. Also sponsored by Rock Solid Solutions. Head over to www.stonebuildsbest.com for all of your homeowners DIY contractor hardscaping needs. All stone is at wholesale pricing and the rock bottom pricing in all of Connecticut. Stonebuildsbest.com. If you want to sponsor, you can reach out today. Find out more about sponsorship opportunities with Let's Talk. This episode is also sponsored by French River Auto Detailing, because every detail counts. Head over to facebook.com/French River Auto to book your full auto detailing today. That's it. I swear. All right. So, Alex, yeah, half the sponsors have the last name Peloso. I don't know what you're talking about. It's paid sponsorship, and it is all going well. Speaking of which, Rock Solid Solutions has sent in this gem of a shirt. I got a pen, and apparently there's a koozie on the way as well to keep my sodas, if you will, frosty cold. Love swag. So if you want to get your business plugged on here and throw some swag out there, if you want to give away a book, we gave away a book a couple of weeks ago. We can do lots of things for sponsorship. It's not all about money. It's also about getting you out there. So today we've got a great show ahead of us. I've got Rose. I butcher that all the time. Rose DeFeo. She's going to be on talking about Go Baby Go and some of the other things that she's done for the kids in Connecticut. Excuse me. And before we do, though, I've got to bring up next week. I have, where is it? There we go. Somewhere on here. I'm going to get better at this, I promise. Next week, Friday, August 28th, 2020, 10 a.m., I will have author and speaker Julie Brown on. Julie has a new book that just came out a couple of weeks ago. This stuff, if you will, the expletive is deleted, if you will, on her book. But Julie will be on next week. She's going to be talking about her book, the business world, how the business world's been affected by COVID, and just a ton of great things. I've had the pleasure of I guess you could say meeting Julie via a live webcast in the past, and it was awesome. So I think it's going to be a great show. Next Friday will be Julie Brown. But today, I have Rose DeFeo coming on, and if I can just figure out which button I made it go to, I could get her on here. Let's see here. I got to unmute her too. I'm telling you, every week there's some new, hey, Dana, this is how you should be doing this. And, it happens. I think I've asked to unmute. There we go. All right, now bring up Rose. Where are you, Rose? I know you're here. Hang on. Zoom is somewhere. I think I deleted the button. See, I was just bragging about how these buttons make life so much easier. And then I go and do one of these things. There it is. All right, here we go. Rose, hello. Uh-oh. Hold on a minute. I don't have sound. There's always something. Hang on. Are you muted on your end? Did I have you?
Should be on.
There we go. You know,
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
this is like a bad commercial. So I will tell you, Rose, I was well, first of all, Rose and I, we go way back. We were introduced through a mutual friend, and we have stayed, I would say, close friends ever since then. I tend to harass you about any sort of physical therapy problems that may be flying through my life, and being the ripe old age of 37, they tend to happen often. So Rose and I stay in touch. She has way more titles than I think anybody I know. I've never, I can't say, listen, I am thoroughly impressed by your background and by your education. Tell us, Rose, who you are, what you do. Go ahead.
All right. So I am a pediatric physical therapist. I've been working in the clinical field for almost 11 years now. I also do some teaching, both within a PT program and a PTA program, so physical therapist and physical therapist assistant programs. And I like to get involved in a lot of stuff, which I know Dana knows. And I like to do service trips internationally. I'm involved with a couple different organizations, and my biggest passion project is the Go Baby Go Connecticut collaborative that we have here, and that's a lot of stuff, but I like it.
That's awesome. So, there's currently you have 3 acronyms following your name, right? And there's a 4th to come. What are the current 3, and what is the new one coming?
Sure. Yeah. So DPT is Doctor of Physical Therapy. PCS is a pediatric clinical specialist specific to the physical therapy field. So my main kind of specialty underneath that is working with young kids, mostly 5 and under, with significant neurodevelopmental disorders.
Wow.
And then ATP is Assistive Technology Practitioner, where I do a lot of adaptive equipment, evaluation, assessment, and selection for kids with disabilities. So whether it be a wheelchair, a walker, a stander, a specialized bath device, I do all of those assessments.
That's awesome. And what is your what's your upcoming acronym?
So all going forward, I will have my EDD, which is my Educational Doctorate in Transformational Leadership.
That's awesome. Now, we'll get back into your, I guess your employment, details. But tell me, Rose, the person. You're married. You have a baby, new baby, right? Congratulations.
Yeah, new baby. Thanks.
So tell us about your family.
Yeah. So married my husband Ryan. We live down by the water, down here in the Bridgeport area. I have a 6.5-month-old Caroline who is a wild child and is now crawling all over our house. So that's exciting, but terrifying at the same time.
6.5 months. Wait till she's 6.5 years.
Yeah, that's what it feels like in the amount of stuff that she can get into in a matter of 30 seconds.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, we're loving life. Most of my family is close around Connecticut or within kind of the northeastern area. So it's nice to be able to kind of stay in touch with them. But we're living life and enjoying the beach and taking it day by day.
That's awesome, Rose. So 6.5 months. So you had Caroline right amidst the whole COVID, pandemic.
Yeah, I joke that she had, she was in me for 9 months. She had 4 weeks out that she could go out and be part of the world, and then we were in lockdown again. And so, I was, one day she'll get a real experience. She won't remember any of this, which is perfect. Only I will remember it, but. Despite all the craziness with COVID and everything else that's going on, I've been blessed with like the longest maternity leave ever, whether it's not, was my initial plan or not, but I've been able to really soak that all in and enjoy every second.
Yeah, I think that's like every mother's dream, right? Is to be locked in with their brand new baby for months on end.
Yep, check it off the bucket list. We did it.
There you go. That's awesome. So getting to your occupation, we already have a question for you. Jason Andrew is, I don't know if you know him, an old friend of mine. We've been friends for, I would tell you, probably since I was like 18 or 19. And We've again also stayed in touch, and he wants to know, as far as your upcoming acronym, what is transformational leadership exactly?
Yeah, so a lot of my educational research right now is looking at putting together groups of interprofessional healthcare students and teaching them to be better practitioners and working as a team in the future. So we all know that whatever healthcare setting that you work in, you yourself as a PT, for my own self, I'm only as good as the counterparts around me and how well I work with them, as well as working with the caregivers. So a lot of it is, transformational is changing how we teach these students. And a lot of it is teaching them how to reflect on their own skills, their own understanding of their roles and responsibilities, and then acting as a leader and supporting the whole team environment. Because we need that in the future. We need that to lower, to optimize health outcomes overall, decrease costs, all that kind of stuff, and really just support the patient outcomes.
That's awesome.
But,
So dumb it down for me a little bit too, because I'm as simple as I am. So transformational leadership. So to me, it sounds like it's almost you're taking what could, I guess, typically be almost an egocentric, not ego, for lack of better terms, an egocentric role, and you're teaching them to be more of a team player, more of an interactive with others, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think a lot of the focus is teaching them how to think about their role. We students going through high school and early college years, they're given all the information they need to know. It's less trying to reflect on what they already know and trying to seek that out. So this is kind of that next step is seeking that, because they're going to go on into their clinical careers and need to find other continuing education and other things like that to build upon themselves and their practice. But if they don't know what they don't know, that's the hardest part, and where they can fill in the gaps.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. If they don't know, I don't know what I don't know, and I am constantly trying to fill in the gaps, Rose.
Yeah, and it's an ongoing process.
Oh, absolutely. So not that I'm not going to ask you your age, because you don't look a day over 22, but with all with the acronyms, you got a new baby. You work at, let me see if I can keep up with this list too, because this is like a list in and of itself. You work at Yale New Haven Hospital,
yeah,
Connecticut Children's,
mm-hmm.
Quinnipiac University.
Yeah.
Am I missing any?
Those are my main ones going in. I've done some work through Naugatuck Valley Community College in their PTA program, and some other consulting across other PT programs in the state. But those are my main hubs at the moment. Yeah.
That's awesome. So excuse me. You had mentioned service trips. The church that we belong to, they do a lot of service trips to Haiti, Puerto Rico. There's probably a list, and I'm gonna butcher it, I'm sure. But are your service trips through the hospital? Are they through a religious organization? What are they exactly, and what do you do there?
So a combination of things. I do service trips to Nicaragua, and that's with my partnership through Quinnipiac, where we take OT, PT, and nursing students and work and do needs assessments and treatment applications and things there. I've done some outside consulting, kind of in partnership with Quinnipiac, but also as a international healthcare consultant with a group from Indiana State University to go down to Haiti, where we did some treatment, and I also taught in their developing PT and OT programs that is up and coming, and they're working on graduating their newest students. I've also worked in partnership with my job through Connecticut Children's and the Hartford Hospital. Is working in Peru, specifically in a clinic with patients with amputees, and doing prosthetic and orthotic training, as well as doing some training in their hospital in Lima, in the neonatal ICU.
That's incredible. So, and that's all volunteer, right?
Yeah. So it's all kind of things I feel super passionate about. I feel like we have a lot of skills that we can continue to share and educate, and I feel very strongly that I don't just want to go someplace and do something and we lose all the lasting effects when we leave. I really think that having an education program embedded in all of these trips is the most important part.
That's awesome. So have you been to the same place multiple times now?
Yeah, so Peru and Nicaragua have been my biggest kind of trips. Haiti, I've been to once, but with plans to go in the future and balance things out and do some more teaching. I think I was in Haiti when you sent me an email about Ragnar and want to run a race, and I said, yeah, let's do it. So, you know,
That's
I'm always up for adventures.
that's funny. So yeah, just a sidetrack of it. The Ragnar. What I often will get the ads that'll pop up, and I'll like, oh, you know, that would be an awesome idea. No, I don't know. We the Ragnar is what was it, 2 days long, 3 days long?
Yeah, 2 days.
There's a 2 day long relay race through basically the arm of the Cape, and I am by no means am I a runner. But you know, it was an experience that I wouldn't have traded in. It was awesome, and yeah, you're right. I do remember distinctly harassing you in Haiti, and you're like, I'll do it. Can I answer you when I get back though? I'm like, no, I need definitives now. Erin said, my wife Erin says that she was sad she couldn't be there because I think the week before she broke her arm. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she made great breakfast though, Erin. So, and I don't know. Erin asked about the wheelchairs and PVC pipes. Is that part of Go Baby Go?
Yeah, so there's a combination of things. So within one of the classes that I teach at Quinnipiac, we do a lot of low tech designs where we, you know, because medical equipment is super expensive. It's not always covered by insurance, but we do a lot of looking at other resources. So building things with cardboard carpentry, with PVC, with other types of, you know, easily accessible devices. So I've been doing that for years and years since I graduated and started in PT. And then I started doing more with these adaptable devices and switch designs with my involvement in Go Baby Go. And that's, I don't know if you guys know what that is, but that's, you know, modifying toy ride-on cars, you know, that normally have the foot pedal switch, that we modify so a child with disabilities can access it. So it may be that we make a giant button that they can reach instead of a foot pedal, that we build with PVC an entire roll cage support system so they can sit where maybe they couldn't sit outside of a device, or they use a wheelchair or something outside of it. But it's something that is fun, it's accessible, and it's maybe not specifically medical, but we get a lot of therapeutic benefits from it. And it's cool because other kids around them think it's awesome because it looks like a car that they might have.
Right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that there's very many, I guess, handicap accessible, you know, the ride-on toys, the pedal bikes. You know, you get the hand pedals now, but what good does a hand pedal do you if you also have a disability within your hands?
Yeah, and that's exactly it. So it's a lot of that individualized assessment. So we've worked with a lot of families in the past who they say, I would just want my kid to be able to sit on a tricycle with their sibling and be able to do that. So does it mean that we have to say, okay, we know we can buy a tricycle with hand supports or with foot supports, but they can't sit. So we have to build a seat. We have to build a head support. We have to build something to help the parent do steering. So we really kind of individualize it that way. And that's kind of where the expansion of the stuff with Go Baby Go is. We've gone from just standard switches to drives that kids can move their head and it drives the car, that they can, use their elbow and it drives the car. So there's a lot of opportunity for things that will really individualize for the child.
That's awesome. Which I've got a video. Let's see if I can successfully do this here. I've got a video that you sent me of the Go Baby Go, and let me see if I can functionally transition to that for you here. Let's see. Oh, almost there. So, we got to watch the commercial first. But this is from Fox 61. This is the local Fox establishment. And they covered this in June of 2009. Now, how long at this point had you been working on it?
So I have been doing Go Baby Go modifications since 2014. It originally started through the University of Delaware with Cole Galloway, and it has kind of started to spread in that direction. And I've worked with multiple different organizations, whether it's colleges with PT programs or technical high schools or other small groups who want to fund and do these cars. I work as their PT baby finder and seating and mobility specialist to make sure these kids are positioned safely and can access what they need to access.
Oh, it's awesome. All right. So I sorry about the opera in the background, Rose. Apparently I couldn't X out of that, but here is the news clip from Fox 61 about Go Baby Go. We're watching this again. I tried to find this on YouTube so I could just eliminate whatever half scantily clad opera singers are up here. So I apologize. I don't really understand why we're looking at a guy in his underwear right now, but Go Baby Go is where you took the ride-on cars, transformed them, I guess, mechanically, so that disabled children, children with various disabilities can utilize them. And after Alexa is here we go.
It's a group of high schoolers.
The students are using their
technical difficulties is what we're apparently going to have here. It's loading.
to help put the Go Baby Go program in motion. Fox 61's Jim Altman has more from Waterbury.
High energy.
Feel free to talk over them if you want. Just explain it.
Yeah. So they're displaying. I think this is the Waterbury event, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is working with a group of technical high school students, as well as some volunteers from Central Connecticut State University, who I've worked with a lot of projects with. They were my first Go Baby Go project in the state, which was awesome. But they're doing electrical modifications where they make a safety switch for the parent access, where they're deciding what kind of switch access the child needs.
And that's that string right there?
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
You see that big giant red button? That's usually the access point.
Right here. Yeah.
And then they'll make any sort of structural modifications that are needed for the child. You see there's a little steering tether so the parent can help steer them. Some cars we may have to modify to accommodate a ventilator or other types of medical equipment that this child needs with them. We put in different types of safety harnesses to support them.
That's awesome. So truly, it's all encompassing. I mean, you can make this work for truly any child with a disability.
Yeah. So we really are able to do a lot of different modifications to fit them and to allow for growth so they can continue to play with it kind of over the years. There are some children that are more involved that doing a modification in a 1-day or 2-day event like this doesn't always work. So we've done some really specialized projects over a longer period of time, like through our engineering department at Quinnipiac, to make different modifications like driving with a head or building a different type of seating support that maybe won't work with pool noodles and kickboards and PVC.
Yeah, I was going to say, you put together a lot of different things to make this work. So I've seen pool noodles, PVC pipes. I thought I saw, was it a Frisbee? Is that what the button was, the Frisbee?
No, so that's the type of switch button that there is.
Oh, okay.
It comes with the big thing, but we've put squeaky toys on top because that's what the kid will reach to. Scratchy textures, different types of things to whatever they're engaged with is what we kind of look for.
That's awesome. So I don't know if you're able to see here, but I've got a picture up of you and I'm assuming a mom and her child in a looks like a Mini Cooper. This probably would have worked better than trying to play that video and listening to opera for however long, but do you have the images on that side? Are you able to see this?
I do, yeah. And this is actually a kiddo who I followed multiple times, which is pretty awesome. So he got this car first when he was, he was maybe about 2 there. He's about 5 now, and we've remodified his same car probably 2 or 3 times so that he can continue to fit in it and access it. And he now uses it, well, pre-COVID, driving it on the playground at school. So that was a cool thing for him, where normally he either has to push his wheelchair or walk with his walker, and he can't keep up with the kids the same. So giving him something like this with this access, he can have those kids chasing him all day long.
That's awesome. So now has this become I think this is an image of the kids. Now, I'm all over the place. Now, are you utilizing the college students, the high school? Who is it that's actually helping you to modify these?
So it depends on every situation. So in kind of my role is I help coordinate different programs to run an event. They will do fundraising. They'll work for advertising. I will help them find appropriate kids for these programs. But it may be, Central Connecticut State University in their tech ed program, who they're teaching their students to be tech ed teachers, will partner with middle school of students in a tech program, and they'll do co-teaching while also building these cars. I've worked with our PT and OT programs who maybe have more experience with the fitting of the child, but not the engineering experience. So we pull in some engineering students. So they get almost a co-teaching, co-learning along with the project. And we always, every event that we do, we always have OT and PT volunteers who help give some oversight and guidance to make sure that the child is safely positioned, that they're able to access as much as they can, and that they're going to learn from it and be able to build from it. We also can help support that parent education component that, my middle school group that's building it won't be able to do. So it's really a very collaborative type event, and every event we do is slightly different based on the cohort of people that are there, the kids we might be working with, and even the supplies. So, if we don't have kickboards for one event, we have to figure out some other way to do the same sort of supports that we normally do.
That's awesome. And how many kids have now benefited from this?
Yeah, so since I've been, doing this in Connecticut, we have over 200 cars that we've modified and made and gone all across the state. We've had a lot of cars that kids have grown out of and donated back to the system. We refurb and pass out, or we bump them up to the next level size car, and it's an ever evolving event.
That's awesome. Now, I thought I saw somewhere too that this has now become a nationwide collaborative as well. Is that accurate?
Yes. Yeah, so it continues to spread. I feel like every couple of weeks we hear about more organizations that want to do some building. It's just a great way to pull together aspects of therapeutic activities and supports, along with community building, along with teaching, and just it's really fun. And it's the most exciting thing to see. I love to see the child's expression when they realize they can push something and go by themselves, which they've never done before. But more than anything is I like to see the parents' face when that happens, because they maybe were not sure that their kid could do this or that they would understand what that meant. And it's like a light switch. You see all of a sudden they go, oh, I did that myself. And that's huge.
And I'm sure for you, this now has transformed and taken on a whole new perspective being a mom.
Yeah, definitely.
That's great. I mean, not that Caroline can't, but I'm saying, you know what I'm saying? You can see things, you see things through a different lens once you become a parent, and the work that you're doing is with these kids.
Yeah. And that's, like every time she learns a new skill, like that's amazing and awesome. And I know working with kids who can't learn those skills and what they may be missing out on in those steps. So it's cool to be able to provide them some form of moving independently that they maybe have never had or will never have, depending on their function.
And it's incredible. And I remember, I think when you first, it might have been the Fox 61 when it was a functional video that I could actually watch. It was incredible to watch the reactions of everyone, not just the parents and the children, but even yourself. I mean, the joy on your face, and I can imagine with the high school kids and the college kids that are building this, they must have a resounding effect as well.
Yeah, it's so amazing to see, because I think a lot of times, especially with the younger kids, they don't really know what they're getting out of it. They're excited to build something. They're excited to see the cars run when they're ready to run, but they don't realize the level of impact till they see the kid move by themselves in that emotional behavioral response. And again, this is a completely volunteer basis that I do this on. We don't have money, we don't get paid, but the joy in seeing that response on the child and the parent, and just the continued community support every time we do an event is huge.
That's awesome. Rose, so Stasia Cardillo wants to know what the cost is to families, and if there is a cost or if there's not a cost, and how they can apply to become a part of the program if they have a child that is disabled.
Yeah, we have been continuing doing this over the years at no cost to the families. All of the fundraising and organization is done by our partner groups, and they find a lot of support through different car dealerships or Rotary clubs or bake sales and things like that. So they will work on the fundraising, so it doesn't cost parents anything. So if people are interested and want to get involved, we have a Facebook site, and on our Facebook site, we have a click that you can say sign up here, and it puts you on a waiting list. Right now, in the weird world that we're in, we're not running official events until we get things kind of settled with school starting and figuring that out. But we're hoping to get our events back and running and getting more kids out on the road.
That's awesome. Truly, you're putting them on the road. So it's all done through fundraising. If somebody wanted to donate to this, where can they go?
So on our Facebook site as well, there's a donate here button that you can click and donate to that specifically.
Do you know offhand what the Facebook site is? I'm trying to find it so I can put the link in.
I know if you do GBGCT, it should show up.
GBGCT.
Go Baby Go, Connecticut.
So yeah, I'll put a link in there for anybody that's looking to make a contribution to the program. But there it is. Go Baby Go. I'll get it right up. I mean, obviously things take money, time takes money. At what cost would one of these cars be, and how imperative is it that someone, if someone does throw $5, $10, $100, whatever, what would be optimal?
So, the general cost of the cars for us is anywhere between $200 and $300. So that's the cost of the car, the button, the structural supports, and some individualized pieces that, we need to fit the child in. That's general. That's usually, it fluctuates based on the availability of the cars, and the availability of the switch buttons are our biggest cost items. But all the other stuff, PVC glue, screws, nuts, bolts, that's a little on the grand scheme of things, and a lot of times we get those just donated to us too, which is really great.
Which that was going to be my next question for you, is if somebody doesn't have the financial ability to donate, but they've got a box of screws sitting around, or they've got extra pool noodles that have never been used, and nobody wants spiders crawling through their pool noodles in their pool. How can somebody go about making that donation?
So right now, just because of our COVID situation, they can email me and I can figure out if we have access currently to a space that we can store it in at the moment. We utilize a lot of our facilities, office kind of area, workshop area at Quinnipiac, and they've been so willing to help us be able to do that. So that I just would have to finagle and figure out kind of what we have space for to do that. So they can reach out to me. A really easy email is rosiethept@gmail.com, and we can figure it out on what we need to do.
That's awesome. So Rosie the PT, RosieThePT @gmail.com. I put that in the chat as well for anybody that's looking to maybe offload a box of screws, or every little bit helps, right? Is that correct?
Yeah, it definitely helps. We've gotten donations of cars that kids have grown out of and been able to do that. We just need to know that it's, things that are electrically sound, they're in good condition, because we have to reuse them and continue to support these kids throughout.
That's awesome. Nicole Steven wants to know how much the switch costs, and I'm Nicole, you can actually chime in if I'm incorrect here, but I'm assuming by the switch she's talking about the mechanical one on the dashboard for the kids.
Yeah, so we get our switches through this adaptive design site, and they run between $50 and $55. That is one of our biggest pieces, and we've been working on trying to dabble in some 3D printing of switches and some other things that's still in the works. But the sensitivity of that type of switch is really accurate. It's really appropriate for a lot of the kids that we work with, because it doesn't take as much effort, where some of the 3D printing of designs, just the way congruency is in the switch, it takes more effort. So we're working on trying to figure out other options, and we always love people who are interested in looking at that too. So
$55, right? Mm-hmm. So what, gosh, I think I spend more than that on coffee every month, right? So anybody that's watching that's willing to donate and give up coffee for a month, just chime in right now and commit to it. Let us know that you can do it. Go over to GBGCT. It's like it's a tongue twister. GBGCT on Facebook. I put the link in here. If you're willing to give up your coffee for a month and make a $55 donation, please, that'd be great. And you don't have to tell us, obviously, because the best donations are the ones that are done, on your own without recognition. But $55, that doesn't seem like a lot. $200 for a car, that's not a lot to help a kid who normally wouldn't be able to play and interact have a fun childhood.
Mm-hmm. And we look at it too at the grand scheme of things. If this is, looking at purchasing a wheelchair is $30,000. And then a power wheelchair is upwards of $70,000. So, it's some way to give access. It's not going to replace the medical equipment that this child needs that
Sure.
we're hoping insurance will cover.
Right.
But it gives a different avenue and different form of access for them.
Well, and to me, it almost, it sounds to me like it alleviates for the parents that, I mean, nobody wants their kid to be left out. I mean, let's face it, disabled or not. And you've now given children an opportunity to be included with their friends on the playground, with their family, even in the backyard. So, and for a fraction of a cost of what it would normally be for an electric wheelchair.
Yeah. So just, again, it's providing that mobility, providing that experience that they might not otherwise have.
I love it. That's awesome. Yeah, Nicole thought it'd be way more. And truly, I mean, if you look at the setup that you have going there, I would have told you the same thing. I would have thought it'd be $30,000-$40,000 for the little car. But it's truly a couple hundred. It's a car payment. A monthly car payment will get a child the opportunity for years to be able to play with their friends.
Yeah, it's huge.
That's amazing. So obviously physical disabilities are covered. Does it have any sort of benefit with intellectual disabilities?
So yeah, I think it's, again, it's very basic in terms of access points. So learning about the child and learning what they understand and don't understand is a huge part of the assessment that we do as the therapist as part of it. And I think switch access, doing cause and effect, is one of the most basic forms that we can teach. And a lot of kids translating switch, like, I push it and it turns music on, or I push it and turns light on. That might not be enough input that they get from it, but pushing it, feeling their whole body move, feeling the sound, feeling, their balance reactions turning on. It's a different level of input that they get back, that they we see that carryover of understanding their own effects way more than sometimes we see with just basic switch access.
Really, that's incredible. So you're not doing in-person fundraising; it's all via the interwebs.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, is there are there ways? Are there, I guess, creative ways? Are there other ways that you've seen so far that people have utilized their own fundraising to help the program? Like, if somebody watching right now has the ability to do a fundraising, what would be your ideal situation?
Yeah, you know what? I think we're kind of open to everything. We've seen every variety of different types of fundraising, whether it be, with bake sales or car washes, or, reaching out to all these outside vendors. We're kind of open to everything. And that's one thing that I work with the groups with, and they figure out what's best for their situation to do some of the fundraising. We have the central kind of web acceptance site right now, but any way that helps is what we do.
So I'll let Erin answer me if Tessa's watching, my daughter, but Tessa has wanted nonstop to do a lemonade stand, and I have been putting it off. Would she be able to help you if Tessa did a lemonade stand and donated her proceeds to you?
100%. Yeah, we'll take a lemonade stand. I'll come drop off a demo car so they can all see it and see what they're donating to. Because I think it's huge when you see it, or you see a picture of a kid, or you see a video of a kid of really what it means. It sells people. That's
awesome. So I'll tell you, I'll not only give up coffee for a month, but I'll also work with Tessa and get a lemonade stand going for you. And we'll collaborate to get the car up here, even if it's just keep a steady an actual video that's going to function for me, but keep it playing. So then we'll put it out there, and we'll try to get you some money and help out with getting a car.
That's awesome, and I know Tessa's pretty convincing, so I think she could do well for us.
She sold rocks at a soccer game one day. She went around the soccer field picking up fistfuls of rocks, and then made people give her $1 for the rock that she just found next to them. So yeah, no, you're absolutely right, and I guess she is watching, and she said that she absolutely would love to do it. And Tessa's getting encouragement from Nicole as well to do the lemonade stand. So we will. I will have her stand built. I'll pick a date. I'll pick a time, location, all that good stuff. And she made $4 on rocks. It's true.
Love it.
And we'll help you get another car up and running for another kid that needs it.
Thank you guys. That's so awesome.
That's awesome. Oh, so Nicole said that her son did a lemonade stand at her dad's business one weekend, and they raised $1,000. So $1,000, 2, 4, 6, 8. I mean, I'm no math genius. That's 5 cars, right?
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's incredible. So all right, so yeah, we're on that, Tessa. We're gonna get your lemonade stand going, and we're gonna help some kids be able to roll around and play with their friends. Rosie, what else do you have going on? I mean, not that you don't have enough here.
Yeah. Well, I think that the biggest chunk of my life right now is juggling baby, working on transitioning to teaching online, writing my dissertation, and somehow balancing it all. But it's working. It's working. We're taking it. This whole past however many months we've now been quarantined or whatever we're calling it now, whatever this situation is. We're taking it day by day, and I think that has been a huge eye opener in terms of how we balance things, how we balance life, and figuring out as it goes.
Absolutely. How does Ryan deal with your being pulled in different directions like this?
You know what? He is the steadiest rock in this whole thing. He's he says go explore, do all these crazy things, which is awesome, and he's gonna hold on for it. That's good.
That's awesome.
I think that's Ryan and I knew each other for 15 years before we really started dating and moving that direction. So he knew all of my crazy adventures. And
so this isn't a surprise to him.
My never say no, and always up for any sort of adventure. And I think that's the biggest support that I've had throughout this whole journey and continue to. Because who knows, like I said, who knows, maybe I'll add another couple letters to my name. Maybe I'll, go float on a boat somewhere. I don't know, but we'll figure it out, and it'll be great.
It's funny that you mention a boat. I am desperately trying to convince Erin to let me get a boat, and Stasia that's watching, she's trying to tell us, hey, boats are great, aren't they?
Yeah, totally.
See that, Erin? Boats. Stasia, thanks you for all your hard work. Jason Andrew has suggested that we get some local bike clubs involved, and I know a few of them, so we can get. I'm telling you, I think Tessa's gonna have the biggest lemonade stand in all of New England for you, and we're gonna do a live show for it because again, that was another suggestion to do a live show for the lemonade stand. So we'll do this nonstop. This will turn into the Rose DeFeo show. I'm all about it. I like it.
Hey. I'm in. Let's keep the ball rolling.
Right, Rose. So now I have a question for you. Would you be willing to have some fun on your own and play along with Poddex, one of my kind sponsors? We have a little game called Would You Rather.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Woohoo! She's in. We're gonna play Would You Rather, and what this is just a simple Would You Rather, yes or no, and it comes from Poddex, which is one of the show's sponsors. I'm powered by Poddex. If you're looking to get your own set of Poddex for your podcast, or if you want to just, I don't know, have fun, play with the family with the game, you can pick it up because this is fun for everybody. So, all right. Oh man, I'm not doing that one. Well, you know what? This could be fun. I'm opening a door for this one. Rose, would you rather? All right, brace yourself. Oh gosh, I dropped it. All right, I remember. Don't worry. Would you rather a road trip with President Donald Trump or O.J. Simpson?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Yeah. Oh, gosh, so many things.
Yeah, so I'm like a super true crime buff, so I also would be like, I feel like I know all the details about O.J. Simpson and all of those things. So I think I would vote for Donald Trump because I think I have a lot of questions I want to ask him.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. All right. So we're going on a road trip with Donald Trump. All right, and this one's dumb. We're moving on. All right.
Yeah, take a different one.
So let's see here. Would you rather appear as a guest on your favorite TV show or have lifetime backstage passes for any concert that you attend?
Oh. I would appear on a TV show.
Really?
Yeah, totally.
You pass up backstage passes to any concert?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, let's see. All right, we'll do one more here. Let's see. That's dumb. There's some dumb ones in here, but listen, what's dumb for me might not be for others, so you should pick up your pod decks. Nope. Moving on from that one. That one's a little weird. Would you rather? I'm pretty. I'm pretty sure both of these apply to you anyway because you're a new mom. But would you rather take cold showers for the rest of your life or never get more than 4 hours of sleep again? Which I'm just gonna be the buzz killer here. Tessa is 6. You're never gonna get more than 4 hours of sleep again going forward, at least for the next 6 years. But there you have it. There's your question.
I would do the cold shower.
Cold showers.
I need any variety of sleep I can get.
Perfect. So you would rather take a road trip with Donald Trump, cold showers, and I forget the other one already, but there you go.
TV
Thank
guests.
you. Oh yeah, TV shows, absolutely. So that was your second contestant. You're our second contestant on Poddex. I appreciate it. Thank you. Just
No problem.
keep his phone out of it. Yeah. So Jason said, if on your road trip, you got to keep the president's phone out of his hand because he's gonna be tweeting nonstop.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. You know what though? That could be good for us if you just keep his phone out of his hand. I think we'd have a little bit different perspective on some things. Not to get political here, but Erin is also chiming in that you are never ever going to get more than 4 hours of sleep again in your life.
So I'm gonna be a buzzkill here, but I'm gonna also jinx myself for saying this, but she's slept through the night since 9 weeks old. So I'm gonna hold strong to that at the moment.
Get out of here.
Ooh, that was the worst thing I could have said.
Yeah,
She's
absolutely.
Not gonna ever do it again now.
Is she in the other room
But-
listening right now?
Yeah, but she also doesn't nap, so I don't know. It's a balance. So,
Right. You take the good with the bad.
Yeah. So good night, and we'll deal with craziness in the day. Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's any, all right. Here's your bad news. Tessa slept through the night as well.
I know, right?
Apparently, I missed that. I don't know. I swore I was awake, getting pooped on. Have you had the explosive diaper yet?
Oh yes. Yes.
It's awful.
That was like, the 2-day in too, when Ryan had to, change her in the middle of the night, and there was just bad stuff. But yeah.
That's awful. All right, so
Good thing she's cute, right?
oh yeah, absolutely. I think the best part is following along, and I dare to say stalking you on the social medias, but truly, it's just following along and watching her grow. I can't believe it's been 6 months, to be honest with you.
I can't either.
It's incredible.
Time's a weird continuum during this time.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's flying, but I don't know. It's messed up to say the least. So give me 1 second. I am going to come right back to you. If there's any further questions, text them in right now. Next week, you can tune in next week, August 28th, 10 a.m., same place, same time, facebook.com/DanaPeloso82. Or you can always watch the replay of today's interview and the past interviews on youtube.com/DanaPeloso. Please, if you go to my YouTube channel, I am begging you to hit subscribe and then also hit the bell. People don't realize that the bell means something. Hit the bell, please. It helps me out. And as the aspiring webcaster, podcaster, whatever you want to call it that I am, every click helps, if you will. Rose, do you have any final words for us?
I don't know. I think enjoy every little bit of the day as much as you can, because you never know how crazy the next one's going to be.
Yeah, you're not kidding. And so enjoy your day. Anybody who wants to donate, again, can go to GBGCT on Facebook. You can make an online donation there. You can give up your coffee for a month and make $55 just to cover one of the little switches. Or if you're feeling really ambitious, you can donate the cost of a car, which is, you said, $200 to $300, give or take.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, fairly simple. It's a small contribution, and keep your computers peeled. No, keep looking out for the Tessa Peloso end of summer lemonade stand, where the proceeds are going to surely benefit Go Baby Go. All right.
Great.
Rosie, Rose, I'm sorry. Rose, thank you again for coming on. I really appreciate it. It's always a pleasure, being able to talk with you. I'm sure we'll do this again, and I will be heckling you for not only dates to hang out, but dates to figure out when we can do the lemonade stand, because I think Tessa's ecstatic downstairs doing backflips already.
Love it. Sounds great. We'll collaborate soon.
Awesome. Thank you, Rose. Have a great day. Thank you very much. Give the baby big squeezes. Give Ryan a high five, even though he doesn't know me yet. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate it.
All right. Take care.
Thank you. And that is pretty much it for today. That was Rose DeFeo. Amazing person. She's doing a lot for the world, doing a lot for society in a time when there's so much negativity. I mean, nonstop. Everywhere you turn, there's either, garbage news, bad news, sad news, upsetting things, disgusting things. Gosh, don't even get me started on Netflix. It's good to see that there's that refreshing, I guess, moment, if you will, that there is still good things that are going on in the world. That there is the opportunity to help some kids out that otherwise, wow, that's loud, that otherwise wouldn't have the help. There's the chance that you can have, anybody who's watching, you can have to contribute to the cause. You can come out, you can help out. I'm sure that once COVID is done and over with, if it's something that you're interested in getting involved in, you can shoot Rose an email. Her email is up a little bit higher, but it's rosiethept@gmail.com. If you want to donate screws, nails, boards, I don't know. I don't think boards. Well, maybe. I saw some things in there. But if you want to make any sort of contribution, it doesn't have to be financial. It can be, I'm sure, physical labor. I'm sure that at some point, that if this continues to grow, they'll need more help, beyond the schools. When Tessa has her lemonade stand, if you want to come up and buy some lemonade from, listen, I don't want to sound biased, but probably the cutest 6-year-old in all of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We will give you date, times, locations, and we have committed to that. And we're going to do a live show that day, regardless of what the day is. Even if it's not Friday, we'll let you know what it is. And I'll try to find a way to set up an online donation so you can buy virtual lemonade. If you don't want to come out and slap a mask on, you can buy some virtual lemonade at a cost of $50, and have a lasting impression on some kids' lives. And again, if you want to again look at those pictures, it's if you go to my record journal, it's the just search Plainville, not Field, Plainville students modify toy cars, and you can see the direct impact that this has had. Or go to GBGCT.com and you can see some of the kids on there. It's truly amazing, and fortunately, I don't have children that require this, but I do have children that can help contribute to somebody who does require this. So if you want to get involved, if you want to do something, if you want to help some kids that otherwise wouldn't have the help, please reach out to Rose and pledge your support, pledge your help. And if you're not in Connecticut and you're elsewhere, maybe look in to see what your state has to offer. If they do, and if they don't, it doesn't matter. It's Connecticut. It's the good old nutmeg state. So that is all for today. Please tune in next Friday. Next Friday will be Julie Brown, author, speaker, strong, business personality. She's going to be talking about her new book. She's going to be talking about what COVID has had, the impact that it's had on the business world. And she'll have some tips for anybody that's been affected by COVID, anybody that's out of work, anybody that's looking to transition to new jobs. Right here, this guy. She'll have a lot to offer on next Friday, and she's a very lively personality. So I have no doubt that it's going to be an enjoyable episode next week as well. And if you can't see it live, follow along on YouTube, youtube.com/Dana Peloso, Facebook, Dana Peloso 82. Thank you again to all of my sponsors, even if they bear the last name Peloso. Tranquility and Company, French River Auto Detailing, Rock Solid Solutions, Villa, Stephanie Harkins Realty, Villa. You can find some good houses, sell your house, get some details there. But that is all for today. I would truly mean it when I thank you for watching. This has been a fun experience for me, getting going. And each week, there's some hiccups in the road and some bumps in the road. But each week, it becomes, it's more fun and more challenging. And if you have ideas for guests, please shoot me a text, send me a message. I've already taken a lot of constructive criticism, and I love it. Please, if there's anything at all that you can share with me to make this better, both for you and for me, please reach out. That is all for today. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.